We're going to look at Pink Floyd's Another Brick in the Wall. I've simplified it quite a bit, and we're going to look just at the basic chord structure, the strumming pattern, the whole. We're going to look at the tune, the actual melody where he sings. And we got quite a cool little middle section part where he plays something similar to this. Now the purists out there, I know this is not the exact correct phrasing, but trust me, this one will work, and we made it much more accessible for someone that's still new to guitar. Now we're going to start off with the actual melodies. So when he sings, "We don't need no education," when he sings that part of the song, the tune that I played sort of echoes this. So we're going to zoom in basically onto my fretting hand, and you do have a copy of the PDF, please. If you need a copy, just drop me a WhatsApp, I'll send it to you. And we're looking at riff number 1, and you'll see it has a red 2 on the PDF, which we're going to ignore. So for the time being, the 2 does not exist. We're starting with riff number 1, skipping the 2. We're starting on the 3 for the words we. Okay. Notice for this song over here, fret number 3, finger number 3, ring finger. Fret number 1, finger number 1. Okay. And then eventually when we get to the number 2, which will bring in later, then the middle finger will then handle the second fret. So basically, your fret numbers and finger numbers for this song line up quite well for the basic melody. And for you, another, we don't need no education. It's. Notice there's almost no hand movement. Try and keep your hand as steady as possible. Notice my thumb isn't moving. We don't want that. I want to see your thumb. There we go. And one more time, I'm going to count us in and try and play it with 2, 3, 4, and. Notice that when we change line on the tab, it means change string on the guitar, and the top line on the tab is actually the bottom string, so it is always upside down. There is a reason for that. Don't worry about it. One more time, riff number 1, 2, 3, 4, and. That's your first riff. Now have a look at riff number 2. It's going to sound like this. And you'll notice the only real difference there, it stops one note early. So it stops on the 1. And if you sing the words, "We don't need no thought control," because of the amount of words, you don't need to go back to the 0. So your first and second riffs are really cool. On the third time, that red 2 that we skipped comes in on the word no, like that. No dark sarcasm. So one more time, middle finger comes into play. Nice and easy, and then back to riff number 2. Now I just want to focus in on the picking hand quickly. Definitely using a pick for this one. Okay, you could use fingers, but I like a pick for this song. It sort of, I think it just sounds cool. Your rhythm should sound something like this. So it's a different rhythm. It's a sort of a characteristic signature rhythm that works for Another Brick in the Wall. And I don't recall hearing any other songs with the same rhythm, but I'm sure there might be somewhere. Okay, up close and personal, we're going to do something like this. And I am playing the D minor chord. If you don't know the D minor chord, I'll show you the chords later, but I'm assuming you do know it. D minor should sound like this. And we're going to start the strumming pattern. You're going to start with a downstroke. Okay, that's nice and easy. After that, a very quick flick. Now, notice super slow motion. Down, up, down. And almost immediately as you strum down, not even a split second, you silence the guitar. Like that. And there's 2 ways to do it. The one way is by relaxing the pressure on the fretting hand, I'll show you shortly. And the other is bringing the palm down onto the strings. Like that. Then you strike the bass note. Now the bass note for D minor is that 4th string. So now we've got this, building it in stages. And you're onto it like that. One more time. Okay. Once you've done that, a very quick down up flick, and you'll notice how quick my palm came back onto the guitar to silence it. So slow motion, there's the palm, and you do that twice. So it's first and again at speed. So it's a very fast movement, and you sort of over here more or less with the palm, so not too far back because nothing's going to happen if you're over here. You run about over here to dampen the strings. Now, I'm just going to zoom out quickly, just in case you're not sure the D minor chord. Finger 1, fret 1, string 1, middle finger number 2, fret 2, string 3, ring finger, finger number 3, as you can see I've marked my fingers, onto the second string, 3rd fret, that's your D minor. Now, we're going to bring both hands together and we're going to have something like this, and you play through the strumming pattern twice. 2 and 3 and 4 and... There's your riff. Or your rhythm, sorry, not the riff, your rhythm. Okay. Now, what happens with the song is it starts off with that we don't need no education. So it's quite cool here. It's a combination of picking and strumming. So it's a really quick exercise for both left and right hands to go from a strumming pattern to a picking. Now, on the structure, you start off with riff number 1, so you're going to start with re, do, mi, do, etc., etc. Then you strum, and the PDF will vouch this for you. Then you go to riff number 2, D minor, riff number 1 again, with the second finger now, no dark sarcasm, that part there, and strum again, D minor. After the second time we play the second riff, we finally get a new chord, G. Now I'm going to play G slightly differently, and we're going to start our G with fingers 3 and 4 on the bottom 2 strings like this. It's not maybe the most conventional in some beginner books, but I like the G like that. First finger goes to the 2nd fret, 2nd from the top, middle finger all the way to the top, and this time your bass note will be on the 6th, that string there, on the 6th string. So your G, and you'll see on the PDF says times 4. So you're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4. And I'm going to show you that cool little phrase. And as I said earlier, this is not the correct phrase. He uses 3 strings and some pretty cool stuff, but I've simplified it down because it does sound cool and only the real expert will know the difference. Okay, so I'm going to zoom in now and we're going to look at that riff. It's on the PDF. Very important, fingers 1 and 3. And notice that slide there, you're going to strum down on the double 10, double 8, and 1 finger in both occasions across both strings. 10s, 8s, and then when you strum the 8s again, you slide up to the 10 with the first finger. And a very quick down up strum as well. So if we bring in your picking hand in the corner, you're going to have something like this. And you can see the movement over here. Very minimal movements, very quick, very accurate. So one more time, 3 and 4 and then you jump up to strings 2 and 3. You're in fret 7. Fret 8, and you're going to strum them both together and slide up 2 frets. So it's going to be like it. And if you put that in context, you're going to have, and that's it, all fits together. And after you've done that slide, you strum it again, go back to 7, 8, and you finish on double 5 on strings 2 and 3. Like that. So super slow motion. You're going to have our abbreviated simplified riff, 3 and 4 and from there you go immediately to an F chord. And I can imagine 1 or 2 people are saying, no, not the F chord, but very important chord. Okay, once you're on the F, you're going to strum 4 strings, 1 bar, bass notes on the 4th. You're going to go to C, nice easy transition, upper string. First finger comes from the flat position in the F, there it's flat, onto the tip when you go to the C, and there you go. Bass note on the 5th string. So your F and C are, and come back to D minor. One more F, C, and stop. 2 and 3 and 4, and then the kids come into the choir, we all sing together, we don't need the education. That is in essence all the basic parts before you get to the solo, which I'm not going to do in this video. This one's more to sort of get the playing. Something like that, but we'll do it properly in the next video. Okay, now I'm going to take us through the whole way through, and I want you to try and play us through with me. 2 and 3 and 4 and strum. And strum. And strum. And you stop. And that's in essence the basics if you want to jam and have some fun with another brick in the wall. Hope you have an awesome day. If you need a copy of the PDF, you know to track me down. Otherwise, have a good one.